So, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk of MIRR, what are we supposed to know? First of all, even before I go to telling you how we compute MIRR, it will be very important for me to see whether you are able to get some of these things in your calculator as a tool, as a skill. I will need this skill here. If, for example, somebody tells you to get the fifth root of 6, I need this skill in your calculator. In your calculator, what is the fifth root of 6? Fifth root of 6. 1.4 something, isn't it? Like that. So the online students are they are not able even to, nobody has even given me fifth root. So remember, in your calculator, there is this button called raised. You will see a button called raised. On top of this button called raised, there is what we call an X root. X root. So for me to be able to get the fifth root of 6, what I'll do, first of all, I'll punch 5. After I punch 5, because I want to go to this X root, I have to say shift. So I say 5, and then I press shift. Once I press shift and I press this one, I'll be able to see the X root thing coming there. Once the X root comes there, then I'll be able to say what there? 6. And then I say, okay, equals. I say equals. So I would want confirmations that all of us are able to get this 1.4 something. Are you able to get that 1.4? Please help the brother there. Are you able to get that 1.43? Thank you so much, sister. Thank you so much. Great, great. So remember what we do here. Grace says, Trudy, to get this fifth root of this 6, what do we do? You press 5 first of all, and then you press shift. For you to be able to access this, you say shift and then this raised to this button. Then you'll be able to see this X root, not a square root, but X root. And then you say 6, you say equals. How about this one? What if somebody was, this is quite technical. This is quite technical. I'm 100% sure that these guys will not be able to get this. I'm 100% sure that these guys will not be able to get this. What of this one here? 6th or 7th root of 50 over 5. Let me talk of 50 over 8. Seventh root. 50 over 8. 1.29. 1.29. Somebody from online, what are they getting here? 1.29. 1.29 or 1.3 is it? Thank you so much. Did you make use of brackets anywhere? Or first of all, you divided. You know, there are 2 ways here. You can come and say 7th root, and then you say shift, that button comes up. And then you say here 50 brackets, 50 over 8, you close brackets, you say equals. That is one of the ways. The other alternative is to do abracadabra. First of all, you get 50 divided by 8 separately. 50 divided by 8. And then whatever you get there, you say 7th root. So method number 2. Method number 2, what have we said? You say 7th root of, can somebody give me this quotient? What is 50 divided by 8? 6.25. So I wish everybody can understand how to get these bigger roots. Bigger roots. So all of us, are we comfortable with this? What figure are they getting at the end of the day? 1.29. The final answer is 1.299, like that. So all of us, are we now comfortable with this? Thank you so much. Then how do we get this MIRR, which is an appraisal tool? To get this MIRR, ladies and gentlemen, this is a formula we shall be using. We shall be taking nth root of total future value, all over initial outlay, and then everything minus 1. This is a very important formula, very important. MIRR, very important. Total future value, all over initial outlay, whatever I get is like a bracket. Whatever I'll get here, I should be able to come and subtract what here 1. I know all of us are used to the normal IRR. where, for example, we work with the two net present values. One must be a positive, the other one must be a negative, and then we are able to do what here to get, no. This is a modified internal rate of return. And the modified internal rate of return, this shall always be the formula. But now, one thing I know, so many of you do not know. So many of you do not know how to get future value interest factor. Is there anybody who can tell me the formula of getting future value interest factor? 1 plus R, thank you very much. Raised to power N. I wish I had money today. This sister would have gotten something great. Because when it's present, that's when we put minus, isn't it? If it's future value, interest factor, we work with what here, somebody? Positive N, future value. So this is future value interest factor, future value interest factor, future value interest factor, like that. Beatrice, thank you very much. But now remember, I'm not talking of the entire amount. No. I just want future value interest. Just like how we normally say PVIF, present value interest factor is 1 plus R raised to, present valuation, we are reducing. But future valuation, we are compounding. So we put positive here, this is negative. I don't want us to talk about this. This is out of the equation, like that. Great. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen and listen, or rather, let's write this example down. This is what we have here now. So if, for example, you have outflow, the cash flows. So cash flows here, we have year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Then these guys have given us the cash flows. Year 1, we have 10, year 2, we have 8, year 3, we have 9, year 4, we have, in this case here, 12. And then they have given us the cost of capital. They have given us the cost of capital as 10%. All right. And then they want us to do something very simple. How I wish we had this kind of, initial outlay, sorry. Initial outlay is 15. Then they want us to do something very simple here. We are required to determine MIRR. We are required to determine MIRR, modified internal rate of return. The modified internal rate of return. Tunaweza ama hatuwezi? Great. Ukisikia MIRR, hata kama uelewi chochote, unajua straight away kwamba MIRR has got everything to do with what we call future value. Kumaanisha abracadabra. Have you finished copying this down? Can I go ahead and solve this? All right. So then I have to come here and calculate what we call future value interest factor. Future value interest factor, abracadabra 1.1, 1.1, 1.1, 1.1. I'm so sure you guys haven't seen where I'm getting 1.1 from. Is there anybody who is able to see where I'm getting 1.1 from? 1 plus the cost of capital. Cost of capital is 10%. So you see 1 plus 10% is the same as 110% or 1.1, like that. Alafu hapo sikuje hapa shetani ikuonekania utaanza kusema minus. Hii ni future value. So then I'll raise these figures now to what here, somebody. Like this one I raise it to 1. This one I raise it to 2. And so forth, isn't it? And you get a 0 automatically. Because you see, this I start from 4. This 4, 3, and then we go down, isn't it? Because remember, future value, we always use what we call bottoms up. We start from here, 0, 1, 2, 3. The reasoning being, you are getting these cash flows and investing them yourself. So if you invest this 12 here today, by the end of year 4, there will be no any time lapse. You'll not be able to earn any interest on this. So in this case here, for future now, The interest earned here, this will be raised to 0, and then you go up. The best thing is to remember the UDA model. For future value, it's bottom what here, up, and that is it. Hakuna haja mambo ya explanation mengi. Tukiexplain zaidi, mtaanza kusema sisi ni waongo. So the best ni kujua kwamba unaanza na 0. So long as iko mwingine alisema bottom up na kaanzia 1 hapa. Hiyo unanyoroshwa pia. Ni bottom up and we are starting from 0. And then you go up like that. So then kindly give me figures here. 4 decimal places, interest factors, 4 decimal places. So this one I know will be 1. How about the first one? The online guys, are you able to follow? The online guys, are you able to follow? Thank you very much. They're giving me figures. This is 1.331. 1.331. So please go to the second one. 1.21. But I want 4 decimal places, madam. 00. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And then 1.00. 1.1000 like that. Thank you very much. And then the last one, of course, is 1 or 1.000 like that. Now, again, hapa kama wewe sio mtu wa kuomba sana, utapata mwanafunzi from nowhere amekuja ka add future value. Imagine, mtu ana add future value interest factor. So in this case here, I need to come and create a column for what we call compounded cash flows. So, you know, it's not discounted this time round. Future value is about compounding. So compounding, abracadabra, you take this 10 times this, isn't it? 2 decimal places, itakuwa 1 point uongo. Itakuwa 13 point what here, somebody? 31. Karibu ndanganya 13.31. Sasa tuende katika year 2. So year 2, what do we have here? In year 2, 8 times 9.68. 9.68. Thank you very much. Go to year number 3. 9.9. This was quite a simple one. And then the last one, nakuja ngapi uoye? 12, 12. From there, kwa furaha, because now these are all of them into the future. Now you can add them. Now these are children of the same mother. These are children of the same mother. Now you add them. Total 34.8, 44.8.89, isn't it? Now, once we get, remember, this is our total future value. This is our total future value. And if I may ask, do you normally get this kind of questions in your past papers? Have you ever seen MIRR in your past paper? Yes, not once, not twice, it's there. A good student is asking here, Esther Okoth, where are they raised from the bottom here? Remember, we have received this money. Like when you receive this 10 and then you invest it today, that is the logic. When you invest this 10 today, for how many years will you have this in the bank account for this period? You count from here, you say 1, 2, 3. So raised to power 3. If I invest this 8, for how many years will I have it in the bank account fixed there? It'll be twice, 1, 2. But ukitaka usipate madhena ni mashida. We always join bottoms up. Anza kuhesabu from where somebody hapa chini 0 upande kwenda juu. Like that. And this question was tested in 2015, May 2015. You can go to May 2015 and then you see how they tested. But most importantly, once you reach here, how do you get now the MIRR? How do you get the, I've already finished this question really, because I know now you guys are experts. You guys are experts. Because to get MIRR, tunasema ni nth root of total future value. Total future value all over initial outlay minus 1. So please listen here. Nth ni ngapi hapa? Number of years 4. Hapa pia utapata mimi nimekwambia mwalimu lakini tulikuwa na 3 ndio kubwa. Hapana, sio kubwa. We have 4 years. And we had 4 years here. So nth root of the total future value, which is 44.89. Is there anybody who is able to remind us what the initial outlay was in this question? 15. And then whatever we shall get here, we shall come and subtract what here? 1. For the many years I've marked this kind of exams, ladies and gentlemen, trust you me, out of 1,000 students who will sit for CASNEB exams, A good number of them will reach this level. But again, a good number, after reaching this level, they can't get the correct answer. Very many students cannot get the correct answer, and we can try. Like now, he happened to be having about how many students? About 8 of them. I would want to see out of the 8, how many will be able to get this question correctly. We give them a present because then they are physically present. Please be sure, because now there is a present involved. Don't just say for the sake of it. There is a present involved, and it's a good present. It's a good present. Lydia can see umetupa mbao. Lydia can see umetupa mbao, lakini usijali. SC, remember at the end of it, you must, whatever you get, you must subtract 1. Whatever you get, you must subtract 1. Na kumbuka kaka 1, akakondana. Unajua mwingine atakwambia ati sasa mwalimu ni hii, divide by 15, minus 1. Whatever I get the fourth root. No. If I were you, first of all, I'll get this 44.89 divided by 15. I get the answer. And then I say fourth root, shift, whatever, that button called raised. On top of it, of course, kuna X root. So that's why I'm saying shift. Shift this button. And then I'll be able to press their answer. The answer I got. Then I say equals. And then I say minus 1. What answer are we getting at the end of the day? 0.3153. 0.3153. Which is the same as what here? 31.53, isn't it? Percent. 31.53%. 31.53%. I haven't known your names. The answer you gave me at first was wrong. It wasn't this 0 point. Never cheat in this life. Never cheat in this life. Uja correct? Alipatia hii. So zawadi nimpatie. No. So, ladies and gentlemen, decision criteria, we accept a project whose MIRR is greater than, thank you very much, is greater than COC. You only get to accept, I will be able to repeat, yes, you only get to accept a project whose MIRR is greater than COC. I don't know whether this Elia is the Elias I had yesterday, who told me, Mwalimu, you know what? I've been in RCM for so long, and you have never given me a present. I've always seen you giving other people presents, but you've never, I don't know whether it's the same man. If you're the same guy, I should be able to give you a present. Now, please write your number there, phone number there. Great. So like in this question, we have 31.53, yeah? Which is more than what here, somebody? Remember our cost of capital was 10%. This project is extremely good. Any project ambao unaweza ukapata this kind of return, maybe uuze bangi. 30%, and you expected 10. So you always accept projects, ladies and gentlemen, whose MIRR is more than the cost of capital. Otherwise, you reject. If you get MIRR being smaller there, you say no. Okay, so mwalimu, pick me from MIRR calculator. Hii ni kitu rahisi sana, acha nikusaidia haraka. Hizo ndio challenges za online. Online kuna advantages zake na disadvantages zake. You know, one of the challenge, hauna neighbor hapo karibu. Yaani neighbor unapata ni mtoto wako wa class 3 na hawezi akakusaidia calculator. So inakuwa shida. So in this case hapa si hiyo hapa ukiambiwa angalia 6th root of say 10. How do you get 6th root of 10? It's very easy. Hii method ikikushinda kabisa, iko wale ambao ikikataa kabisa, unajua ni sawa na kusema 10 raised to power 1/6. Si ni same? So hii method ikikushinda kabisa, hata usilie, Wenda asiposema 10 raised to into bracket 1/6. Nipatie answer inakuja ngapi sasa? 200. Hata hii method ni mzuri sana. 10 raised to, so long as ukumbuke bracket 1/6. Inakuja ngapi uoye? 1.47, eh? Thank you very much. 1.47. AC umepata 1.667. AC umepataje 1.667, my friend Wamboi? Ako ka bracket Please always remember to put brackets. Sasa nyinyi najua mmeshajua hii maneno sana, lakini hata ukijua sana maneno umake sure hujakuwa kamenyi mjuaji. Je, ukipatiwa 12 7th root, hii itakuwa sawa na 12 raised to power what ya 1/7. 12 raised to power 1/7, like that, raised to power 1/7. Haya, sasa turudi kwa MIRR yetu. MIRR yetu ilikuwa inakaa aje? Oye, nimeshavuta yangu. Oye, ilikuwa 4th root of 44.891 over 15 minus 1, isn't it? Able do me a favor, please. Please give me this quotient. Ukidivide na hii itakuwa ngapi? .993, isn't it? Minus 1. Na sasa haka nikapeleka next step, katakuwa sawa na 2.993 raised to what here somebody? They're not following. Raised to what here somebody? But this 1/4 must be in brackets, isn't it? Whatever I get, I subtract what they are, I subtract 1. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this is helpful. Jack, thanks. I've seen your message, Jack. My number, Jack, is 0721 620 183. Jack, I hope you've been able to take my number 0721 620 183. Upige saa 8. Saa 8 nitakuwa free. Nimekaa mahali kuna wazee. Naweza kutumia pay bill pia. No, I'm joking. Great. So, hii ni correct, right? Ukitaka kujua hii dunia kuna maneno. Hii dunia kuna maneno. Kuna maneno. J, if you are given in this case here, somebody wants you to get the square root of 10. Everybody answer square root of 10. Square root of 10. Yeah, kuna kufikiria, isn't it? Yeah. But do you know that alternatively, you can come and raise this to 1 over what here somebody? See the same? 1/2. Great. So now MIRR, I think we are through with that. And the students in this case here are now comfortable. They can do, the ones who are in financial management, doing financial management, they can do the May 2015 question number what here somebody? May 2015 question number. They are not talking to me at all. They are not talking to me. You shall be able to find that question, isn't it? You shall be able to find it. Now, the normal internal rate of return. This one, I will give you an example directly. Lydia is getting 0.315. Which question is that, Lydia? Square root. Are you talking of Lydia square root? MIRR. 0. Or the answer is supposed to be 0.3153. The final answer. Or times 100, eh? Thank you, Lydia. Hope umesikia maneno. Whatever you have there, times 100. Thank you very much. So this one, internal rate of return, this is also known as what here? Also known as the break-even rate of return. The break-even rate of return, i.e. the rate of return at which a project's net present value equals 0. The rate of return at which a project's net present value equals 0. At which a project's net present value equals 0. AKA is also known as, isn't it? The break-even rate of return, i.e. the rate of return at which a project's net present value equals 0. Thank you so much. So then I'll come here, ladies and gentlemen, and then I do what here? I will come live here and I give you guys a good example. A good example. So we have here cash flow. Cash flow. We have in this case here 0, 1, 2, 3. We have 10 there. Here we have 4. Here we have in this case here 5. Here we have in this case here 3. And then these guys have given us a cost of capital of 8%. A cost of capital of 8%. Then we are required to determine number 1, NPV, and then number 2, IRR. NPV, and then number 2, IRR. IRR stands for this internal, nilivuta vibaya, nilivuta internal rate of return, IRR. So then NPV, you guys now are experts, right? You guys now are experts of NPV. I would want to give you exactly 3 minutes. Exactly 3 minutes. And that reminds me that I've not given any online student a present. So this is the time. This is the time. 3 minutes. Let's see whether you guys will be able to give me IRR. They want us to give them NPV first. So then let's come here and provide what we call PV at what percentage? 8%. So at 8%, what do we have here as our interest factors? What do we have as our present factors at time 0? Of course, is 1, isn't it? This other one will be 1.08 raised to minus 1, 1.08 raised to minus 2, 1.08 raised to minus 3, which you guys already have 0.9259, 0.8573, and then 0.7938. Thank you very much. Do we have another one? No. So come here and give us DCF, the discounted cash flows, isn't it? So discounted cash flows, what do we have at the end of the day? This times this gives me minus 10. Then we have 4 times this. 7036, right? And then we have 5 times this. 4.2865. And then lastly, we have 3 times this. 2.38. So from there, what do? We discount the cash flows, we add them up, isn't it? Add them up. So we are getting what figure at the end of the day here? 0.3137. Thank you so much. Now we go to part B of this question, part 2 of this question. So are we together up to here? So part 2 of this question, they want us, ladies and gentlemen, to give them IRR. They want us to give them IRR. Remember, IRR, we get it through trial and error. We keep on trying the percentages. So now we would want, remember, for you to get IRR, you need 2 net present values. One must be positive NPV. The other one must be what here, somebody? Negative. So you need 2 of them. So fortunately, we have 1, which happens to be positive. Now we are looking for a negative. So then the question is, for us to be able to kill this to negative, should we try a higher rate than 8% or a lower rate? Try and error. Should we go for a higher rate or a lower rate? If I understand that this is a cost of capital, if I would want to eat this to make losses, I increase the cost. We increase the cost. When I teach my ATD students, because I also have ATD students, I realize that they're not able to follow. So then what do? I go ahead and draw some wrestlers. So these are wrestlers. One of them is so huge, so giant. Then we have, in this case, of course, now you are at the middle here. You are the middle here, like that. And then we have a pygmy, a very small guy here, like that. So always you are the one at the middle. And we are told that you must play 2 matches. You must play 2 wars. One of the war you have to lose. The other one you must do what here? Here you won. Now you are looking at what here? Losing. Now you'd want to lose. One war you'd want to lose. One match you must lose. So for you to lose, will you fight this smaller guy or this giant? If you want to lose, if you want one technical knockout, you go for the giant. So you go for a higher rate. Through trial and error, let's try which percentage somebody will give us negative. Who is very lucky? We try 10%. What percent do we try? At Indio CBC. So we try 12%, isn't it? Let's try 12%. Let's try 12%. My board is not big enough, otherwise I would have continued there. But for my case, I'll have to come and rub this and call this one 12%. But of course, you guys are not ATD people. You guys should be able to know that this cost of this is a cost. If I want to make losses here, increase the cost. I will not really want to see anybody, like I tell the ATD students, I will not want to see anybody going to an exam to draw cartoons. If I get you drawing a cartoon at this level, that will be very serious. That will be very serious. So PV at 12%. So at 12%, oh yeah, itakuwa 1.12, 1.12, 1.12, 1.12. So you say raised to -0 because of n. Raised to -1, raised to -2, raised to -3. Sorry, I'm rushing a little bit. Unfortunately, these 1, 2 from. Great. because it's 1 plus R. Thank you so much. Then could you kindly give me these answers? The first one is 1. The first one is 1. The second one, according to Nyaboke, 0.8929. 0.8929. 0.8929. 0.7970. No. The third one is, what figure are you getting here for the third figure? 0.71. Thank you very much. The last one, is it 7.1 or 7.2? Please, so many students are telling me 7.2. And then the last one, what do we have here for the last one? 0.7118. Now from there, of course, now we need a column of discounted cash flows, isn't it? Discounted cash flows. So discounted cash flows, this thing is very uncomfortable, but you are overcoming. Discounted cash flows, discounted cash flows. Now we are taking the same cash flows, multiply them with this. So the first one will be minus 10. This and this, minus 10. All right. So from there we have 4 times 0.8929. Imagine my online students are not giving me these figures. Leshanta tells me it is 3.57. 3.571 or 2, I just finished as 2 like that. Thank you very much. I'm not saying you punching your calculator. You know, when you're a physical student, you are disadvantaged because I'm really following you. If there is a problem, please let me know why you're not punching your calculator, and yet you have a very powerful neighbor there. Ask her if it's raising. She'll be able to share with you what she's doing. All right. So like now here, 5 times this gives us what figure? 3.9860. And then the last one, what do we have? 2.15, isn't it? 2.135, something like that. So please give me the total net present value. Total net present value, total net present value, total net present value. Is there anybody here that I'm teaching, the ones who are following me online, that I'm teaching for the very first time? That this is your very first time to ever meet this funny teacher? Is there anybody that I'm teaching for their very first time? Ah, wow, oh, great, great. Thank you so much. So please choose to be taught by Mwalimu here. I hope you guys have been able to see that I'm not a bad teacher at all. My face is not bad either. Great, 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 great. So they're telling me that the answer here is supposed to be minus. Karibu tukose kupata negative. Just see aura and see passes. Wow, 0. We want students who have that kind of 0.3071. Is that okay? Thank you so much. So fortunately, we have been able to get a positive NPV and a negative NPV. We have 2 of them, positive and negative. What if, for example, by doing this at 12%, we never got a negative? You choose another one. But now this time around, a hasira, you go high, isn't it? Yeah, because for choosing a hasira, utaanza kuenda ingine 14, karibu 14 kanakuwa positive. Positive. Waste time hapo, alafu examiner akuonyesha ile maneno. We don't want you maneno namna hiyo. You go for a higher value like that. Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, kuja sasa hapa, the last bit of this. Remember, how do we get IRR? We have these many formulas. The formula of IRR, you take the lower rate. You say plus difference between the 2 rates. 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 The 2 rates. Difference between the 2 rates times A over A minus B, like that, minus B. These are very important formulas you guys must cram. So please let me know whether you have been able to write it. And once you write it very well, always ensure such kind of a formula, you have a highlighter. And a highlighter, the very best highlighter, which makes things come real, is a yellow highlighter. Don't use any other color, yellow highlighter. yellow highlighter. If you're not using yellow, you're not my student here. It has to be a yellow highlighter. I can see Wanjiro Getonga knows me very well. She was able to say yellow highlighter kutoka the beginning. Great. You know, yellow is very conspicuous. On a very serious note, it's not political. Yellow is very conspicuous. You're able to see these things out later very nicely. I can't really defend any political. No. I'm just telling you what I used to tell my students even 10 years before when UDA was born. Yeah. So lower rate. So which rates are we talking about here, by the way? Tukona which one and which one? 8 and 12. So which one is lower? 8%. So 8% plus difference between two rates. Difference means we're subtracting. So it's 4. For your revision, you can say 12% minus 8%. Times A. A is the better NPV. A is the positive NPV. A is positive NPV. A inamaanisha positive NPV. Alafu B ni negative NPV. B ni negative NPV, like that. B ni negative NPV. B ni negative NPV. Yeah, Wanjiro gives us 4. Ati positive NPV ilikuwa 4. Nimejua anamaanisha 4 gani? No, sorry. Okay. How about the positive NPV? Tukashapata positive NPV ilikuwa 0 point? No. Positive NPV, the NPV itself. 0.87, 0.3715. How about the negative NPV? I can see it here. It is minus 0.3071, isn't it? Minus 0.3071, like that. So are we okay up to there, my online students? My physical students here, I can see they are vibrant. I think I need to buy them lunch after. No, now they cannot take lunch, but they are very vibrant. They're following. Thank you so much. So times A. A is the positive NPV, 3, all over A again, A which is 0.3715 minus, and then B itself is minus. B itself is minus here. B itself is minus. What do you know about minus and minus being together? They become plus, isn't it? And that is why you'll get some books saying that this is absolute sum. Absolute sum means that you ignore the negatives and then you add there. Abracadabra, 8% plus 4% times 0.3715 all over. Is there somebody who is able to give me this summation here? We have Mary. My mother is called Mary. I'm so happy. 0.6785, right? 85. Sasa hapa pia kashetani utembelea wanafunzi wengi sana. Shetani ni mbaya. Because tapata mwanafunzi amekwambia ati 8 plus 4 ati ni 12. Alafu ana multiply. Alafu anakupigia simu anakuambia mwalimu atakuja hapa tukunywa supu. Na kunywa supu mtihani kija opposite. What happened? Anakuambia village witches. Unamfuata. Hakuna, ni bodi mazo hujajua wewe. Mwanzo unafanya nini multiply? You can ignore the percentages, ignore them as you multiply. Just take this as 4 times this plus 8. You can decide to ignore these percentages. Ignore them. Yani usiandike maziro mingi ati 0.08. Unaona unaandika 0 paka exam inakupea 0. Yeah, so they ignore when you're multiplying. So what are we getting here? Somebody final answer? 10 point. Aki Joseph amekosea na Joseph wanga akosei. Joseph amekosea. 10.71. 8 point. Nyinyi ndio wale wasei, nyinyi ndio wale mmechukua ati 8 plus 4 mkasema 12 halafu mkaanza kumultiply, isn't it? Which is wrong. Bodima says first of all you take 4 times this divided by this. Whatever answer we get we say plus 8. Nelly now has 10. Wanjiro has 10.19. Damaris Mutembei, this must be my old-time friend, Damaris. Jina sio mgeni sana kwangu. 10. Leshamta, zawadi yako imeenda. How do you get 2, honestly? And even this figure is more than 2. The lowest. Amenipatia answer ya kwanza bila kuadd eh? Ako sawa eh? You can really motivate somebody wewe. You can motivate somebody, yes. You can't put things straight the way I put them. Okay. So 10.19%, 10.19%, 10.19%, 10.19%. Mary is getting 13. Mary is getting 13. Mary, hii maneno Mary, mama Mary, hii maneno ni body mass. Yes. Hiyo ni sawa. Rounding off errors zinakubalika. Zinakubalika. Wrong. It's supposed to be 10.1, and at least Mary has been able to correct herself, which is really a very, very good thing. A very, very good thing. Sawa sawa. So then what have we learned today? As you go home, like now, the guys who are here, the guys who are online, as you step from that study room of yours, and then outside there, you meet your spouse. They ask you, what have you learned today in summary form? Mwingine kwa hujaelewa chochote, kwa ukielewa ukielewa chochote, mwambie wewe bwana, hii si mambo ya, especially if it's a husband, talking to lakini kama umeelewa, unanyenyekea unamwambia leo nimesoma kuhusu hii. So ni gani ambao umesoma utamwambia wewe? Yes. Capital budgeting, methods of this capital budgeting, like which one in this case will you never forget? Payback period. Great. I'm not asking you because today is your first class and you have seen lots of stars. Pastor Zeke anasema nyota, utapata nyota. Profitability index, we shall overcome. How comes there is nobody who has even taken it upon themselves to write the IRR formula? I'm good to go. Thanks, Damaris. I'm good to go. That is the most difficult one. That's the most difficult one. That one is the most difficult one. So my brother, here, you get this right, you get 1,000 bob on the board. Formula IRR. No, sister, don't want money like that. This your turn is coming. Yes, brother. Acha kuangalia, kuja mara moja. Hata ukikosea, so what? Hata ukikosea, so what? So 1,000 bob for you. All right. If you get IRR